Hello, it's Wednesday, so it must be time for Woolly Hat's Wednesday Wits. Yay. You might be able to hear the gentle sound of rain on the conservatory roof, so I do apologise, but it's not very heavy. But I have been enjoying the lovely weather we've been having, which has been great. Been out in the garden and the allotment. We've been doing lots of jobs. Mr. W and I managed to complete the path around the garden pond, which we've been putting off for the last 2 years, so lockdown's had a positive effect there. But I've been to the allotment and did some reading, but also found leeks. Aren't they good? They look like proper leeks, don't they? That's great. So Mr. W has requested a chicken and leek pie. But if anybody else has got any leek recipes, then please let me know, because we have plenty in the allotment to use later on. So that's that. Now it's wet and windy and horrible, time for doing lots of knitting and crochet. So what have I been up to? Well, you will remember I'm doing the Lily of the Valley cardigan for my friends. So I've done all the knitting. So I'm now at the stage where I'm putting stuff together. So I'll just put that down there. So here we go. So here's the front and the back, and you can see that on the top the collar is different from the purple. So the purple is the cotton summerlite, which is quite soft and warm actually, and then the top is that, which is, see how fluffy it is? That's Kidsilk haze, which is a mixture of mohair and silk. So not cheap, but you're only using it for the collar and the tie, so that's rather good. And the only thing is with Kidsilk haze, it is quite difficult to knit and crochet with because it's very furry. So all little furry bits knit together. So if you make a mistake, it's very difficult to rip it back. So there we go. So that was good. So I made careful measure when I was doing that. So did spend time doing it. So now I'm in the process of sewing on the sleeves. So the sleeves are quite big, and they've got, the idea is that you have some pleats at the top. So I've started sewing that on, there's the sleeve there. But I wasn't happy with the first attempt, so I have gone back. And I know it's disappointing to do that, but to be honest, if you don't make it and sew it up well, then it could ruin all the knitting that you've done before. So I'm going to, this afternoon perhaps, with a cup of tea, and if it's light enough, have another go at that and see how I get on with that. So that's good. So the other thing with this cardigan is the bows, and these are the bows. So the bows are done separately, and again Kidsilk haze using the colour, but also you crochet on a border. So there you go. So this colour is called Purplicious, also in Kidsilk haze, and also very furry and very soft. So there's 2 of those, and you sew those on after. They're not actually a working bow, they're more decorative, but just something else to do. So that's that one there. And there's another one. The other thing I've been doing is I thought, oh well, I've got plenty of Kidsilk haze left. What can I do with that? So I've been doing that. You think, well, what's that? Well, if you wrap it up, comme ça. All those years of French in secondary school. I didn't really know what was going on in French in secondary school, which is why I got an F for French. But interesting enough, when I go to France, and hopefully we'll be able to go soon, I've got quite good at restaurant French and bar French. But anyway, so if you wind it up like that, it becomes a little rose. Just get rid of the tail. So I thought I'd do that as a little brooch for my friend, so that's quite nice. And again, because it's Kidsilk haze, it's difficult, you have to do it right first time, so I did it quite slowly. I've also started a project for me, because you know I have to do more than one thing at once. And so, I just noticed I've got lots of nice mustard going on here, so I've got some more mustard. So again, this is Summerlite from 4-ply from Rowan. And in the same pattern book, I just happened to see that there. This is called Trillium, and it's 4-ply cotton knits. It's actually their milk cotton. They don't do it anymore. And it has milk protein in it. I've never used it. Anyway, so as you can see, it's got a nice lace pattern on the front. It's also got a lace pattern on the back, so I thought, why do that on the back? Because I'm not going to see it. I don't care what other people see. So I thought I'd just do it plain on the back. So that's the back there. So that's nice and plain. The other thing I had to do was adjust it because the sizes were, I felt, not quite big enough. I probably could have got away with the larger size, but I just wanted a bit more room. So, because with lace, you don't want it stretching so that you know you're seeing what's underneath. So I've given myself a bit more room. So I spent a happy afternoon calculating what I needed to do and increasing the size. So that was an interesting exercise. So I'll let you know if it's worked or not. So that's that there. The other thing I've been doing is I've got a bag of things that I need to do something with, amend, make darning socks, all that kind of stuff. And so I've been doing that. Now some of you might remember I did this a few years ago, or last year. It's crochet and it's made out of 4-ply sock yarn with merino, which is very nice. But it was a bit too long, so I've cut the bottom off. I had turned it over as a hem, but it didn't hang right. And although it's taking me time to do it, I will wear it. So there are some things in the wardrobe you don't wear because they're not quite right. So I didn't want this because I love the yarn and I love the t-shirt. So what I've done here, I don't know whether you can see, is I've put in a safety line, which is a piece of yarn that you can tell the colour of. That's purple from the cardigan I'm making. And then you can cut the layer below it. And then what I'll do now that I've done that is a crab stitch or a double crochet along the bottom. It's also a technique you can use for knitting as well. So you put a safety line in and then cut away the bottom, especially if you want to, your arms are too long or the top's too long. And if you wanted to increase the length, you can do the same. So you would put a safety line in, cut it, then do your rib again, and then do a bit more length for your jumper, and then you'd have to graft it on. But that is quite a lot of work. But hopefully by the end of this week I shall have something else for my spring wardrobe, so that'll be good. So that's what I'm up to there. So lots of things going on. I haven't heard anything from Vicar's Cross United Reformed Church, so I can't confirm anything about classes yet, but I will do as soon as I have some dates. And that's about it for me this week. I hope you're having a lovely week. Hope you are doing some knitting and crochet that you're enjoying, or reading a nice book, or whatever. And perhaps enjoying the time now that your children have gone back to school and you have time in the day to do other things. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, that's all for me this week, and the rain and the bad weather. I hope next week to see you on Wednesday for next week's Wednesday Whips. Bye bye.